My name is Matt Charvat. I'm the associate head trainer here at the University of Maryland. I've been working with the women's basketball team for about 13 years. And I had the unique opportunity this summer to go on a mission to Sierra Leone, Africa. The mission is through the Madieu Williams Foundation and also the Healing Hands Foundation. Both those foundations were created by ex-football players here at the University of Maryland. I became friends with Madieu Williams while he was here. He grew up over there, I think, for the first 8 years of his life. He's lived over there till he was 8 or 9. And since then has given back, built a school over there, built a primary school that has 4 classrooms in the area of Freetown. Another name you would know would be DeQuell Jackson, who was another football player here. He participates in the mission as well. It's a mission that included about 40 people. There was a medical, dental, OBGYN, and educational mission. The thing that I got out of this was just a sense of how lucky we are, honestly, as a country. Simple things like medical care, food, transportation, things like that. All things that we take for granted are things over there that just are at a minimum. It's almost too hard to describe, as you probably see in some of the pictures. It's like nothing I've seen before. You take one turn out of the airport and you're in the worst poverty you've ever seen. People living in pieced together huts, just going out in a trash dump and finding a piece of wood and making a wall out of it, and trying to sell anything you can to scratch out a living. Things like that just was very humbling to see, not only where Madieu grew up, but also just, you always see it on TV and things like that, but seeing it in person is just amazing. I was kind of a volunteer, but because of my medical background, and I don't think people really realized how much of a medical background I had, but I was actually in the operating room every day, actually assisting in some operations, and most of these people come in when we're over there because we're basically doing it for free, and that's the only way they get it, they get the surgery paid for. If any of you are familiar with ORs, they have big surgical kits that have the scalpels, the blankets, anything that's sterile that you need for the surgery, and then everything that goes along with it. Well, we would use all these gauzes, towels, and everything like that, and then we would wrap it up and throw it away. And I was cleaning instruments in the back room, and what we would throw away, the hospital personnel would come in and actually go through it and would reuse a lot of it. And over here, obviously, there's no way that would be allowed, but over there they almost have to, because they just don't have those type of supplies. The kids that I did meet, some of them came around the hotel that were at the school, were amazing. They're just, some of them have never seen white people before. They're amazed at us just as we're amazed at their surroundings and how they live. They like to ask about sports. They love to play soccer over there. Tons of soccer on the beach, and you have these big NFL athletes that are with us that are getting schooled by the kids on the beach as far as playing soccer, and that's what they talked about. So, it was a neat experience like that. Well, there was a kid, and he was sitting at dinner with us one night, and I had taken some of my old Terps gear over there, in hopes to give it away and things like that I know that I just don't need anymore. And I gave him a hat, and he has no idea what Terps are or what Under Armour is or anything like that, but he put on the hat, and we were sitting there at dinner and talking to him about school, and we said, what time does school start in the mornings? And he looked at us, he said, 8 o'clock, and we said, well, how do you wake up? And he just kind of shrugged his shoulders, and he said, I just wake up. And we all, kind of looked at him and was like, kind of just inquisitively, one of the people said, well, don't you have an alarm or something like that? And he looked at her and he kind of turned his head and he's like, alarm? I have no lights, and it just like, that really hit home as far as, these kids, no electricity, no comforts of any kind of home life really, but they know that their only way to get out of this is to become educated. So almost all those kids love going to school, and they just want to learn, whereas sometimes over here, school becomes a chore, I guess would be the best way to put it. So that put that into perspective a lot.
We are at the Zach's Run / walk for us. For childhood cancer, supporting that. Got the whole team out here at 8:45 in the morning and just giving back a little bit.
Maybe when I was like younger as a freshman, waking up at 7:30 to be somewhere at 8 o'clock might not have been the top thing to do on my list, but when you have something that hits so close to home for your own family and as well as the family side as far as the team goes, you're up, you're showered, you're ready to go, you got a lot of energy out there. So you realize doing something like that there's so much stuff that's bigger than you in this world. And I think that's how, me being a fifth-year senior, you really realize, you sit back, like, nothing's guaranteed in life. And I think that's the biggest thing that we can get from doing community service events like that. It's people from all different walks of life who don't have the same opportunities we have. So for us to give an hour out of our day, like, that's absolutely nothing. So I think, definitely we need to do some more of that and just really realize that we can do a lot of good stuff in the community.
We walked a mile around Comcast, and Kyle, he actually ran 3 miles with Avery, pushed in a push cart, so it was good.
Feel really great.
Out of breath, got my heart rate up.
Yeah.
It's a good run.
It was great. It was about 20 miles.
Exhausted after
15
this.
minutes. I don't know if that's possible, but it was
Really
today.
went through, pushed through, kept our good arms, good arm action.
Stayed low. Stayed low.
Back under the shell.